So your biceps are finally popping, right? Your pump looks absolutely insane in a gym mirror, but then you throw on a t-shirt and suddenly you look like you've never lifted a day in your life. Your arms just completely disappear. If you're suffering from what we affectionately call noodle arms, where your limbs just kind of hang off your sleeves, let me tell you, it's game over for that powerful look you've been working so hard for.
Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are breaking down exactly why forearms are that one always visible muscle group that instantly screams power, and more importantly, how you can systematically build them. I mean, you could have a solid chest and sharp abs, but if your forearms are lacking, the entire illusion just breaks. They're literally the ultimate indicator of raw strength. So today, we're going to fix those noodle arms for good. You see, forearms are basically the cheat code for aesthetics. Why? Well, because they're one of the rare muscle groups that are literally always visible to the world. Grow them and your arms instantly look thicker, even if the rest of your arm isn't massive yet. Plus, this is where those veins show up fast. You don't even need to be shredded to the bone. Train your forearms right and those roadmap veins will just pop, giving you this badass look and a handshake that feels like it could crush concrete. Okay, let's dive into this. There are 3 massive reasons you need to start targeting your forearms today. We just talked about number 1, right? That always visible raw power. But shifting away from pure vanity for a second, training your forearms is absolutely crucial for serious lifting performance and long-term injury prevention. Think of your forearms as the physical bridge between your raw strength and the actual weight you've got on the bar. Imagine your mid-set destroying your workout, feeling absolutely great. And then, boom, your forearms are on fire, your grip dies, and the bar starts slipping out of your hands like a wet fish. You can have absolute monster back muscles, but if your grip gives out first on heavy pull-ups, rows, or deadlifts, well, your set is over before it even really starts. Stronger forearms mean a stronger grip, allowing your performance to actually keep up with your larger muscle groups. And reason number 3 is all about staying healthy and pain-free. You know that sharp, annoying sting you sometimes get right in your elbow when doing curls or bench press? It's usually an imbalance. Muscle imbalances between the flexors and the extensors lead to nagging conditions like tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. Basically, one means your flexors are weak, the other means your extensors are weak. Neither is fun, for sure. Training your forearms balances all this out, keeping those elbows completely pain-free. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the genetics reality check. So here's the deal. If you have long muscle bellies, congratulations, you've essentially won the forearm lottery. You just have more physical room to grow that thick, full look. Now, if you have short muscle bellies, your gains might not pop quite as much visually. But listen closely to this. Do not use bad genetics as an excuse to skip sets. Even with short muscle bellies, you can build highly defined, veiny, and exceptionally strong arms. Your genetics set the baseline limits, yeah, but your consistency decides how close you actually get to them. Now, the real star of the show sounds a bit like a dinosaur. It's the brachioradialis. Remember, your forearm isn't just one single muscle. It's a whole squad working together. And this specific muscle sitting right on the top part of your forearm near the elbow has the absolute highest hypertrophy or growth potential. If you're chasing aesthetics and you want your arms to look incredibly powerful, the brachioradialis is doing like 90% of the heavy lifting for your overall appearance. So, how do we target and blow this muscle up? You need to use neutral or pronated grips. Your absolute first go-to exercise is the classic hammer curl. Honestly, as long as your palms are facing each other, you are perfectly aligned. It genuinely doesn't matter if you use dumbbells, a cable rope, or a dedicated machine. The hammer curl is going to isolate and target that brachioradialis beautifully. But here is the really crucial point. While hammer curls are excellent, the true MVP here is actually the reverse curl. It is just incredibly underrated. Why? Because it hits the brachioradialis super hard while simultaneously working your wrist extensors. That means you're building a denser, bigger forearm while reinforcing healthier elbows, all in one simple move. Plus, it's super easy to sneak right into your existing biceps workout. Let's transition over to the second team of muscles, your wrist flexors and extensors. These are the muscles responsible for bending and extending your wrists. Now, they don't have crazy growth potential. They aren't going to suddenly make your arms look like the anime character Baki. But remember what we said earlier? These are the little troublemakers behind most of that sharp elbow pain. Strengthening them is absolute key for keeping your elbows healthy so you can keep lifting heavy. To train these efficiently without wasting a ton of time, the whist roller is your absolute best friend. You've probably seen it. It's that simple stick with a rope and a weight hanging off the end. You just roll it upward to hit the extensors and downward to hit the flexors. But I gotta give you a huge warning here. Keep your elbows slightly bent and tucked close to your body while using this. If you hold it straight out in front of you like you're trying to fly, you'll accidentally fry your shoulders before your forearms even feel a thing. Nice and controlled is definitely the way to go.
Moving right along to section 2, the final puzzle piece, grip strength.
These deep muscles hiding right under the surface won't add massive visual size to your arms, but they provide the raw grip strength necessary for heavy overall gains across all your other lifts. To optimize your time here, you can use fat grips. They're these thick rubber sleeves you wrap around your barbells that turn every single rep into a grip workout on autopilot. Or you can use those spring-loaded hand grippers. You can literally squeeze those at your desk while watching this explainer or, even in the bathroom. It's all about gaining that strength without adding hours to your gym session. Just don't overuse the fat grips or your back workout will literally just turn into a forearm workout. Now, if you want an alternative that builds absolutely insane hand and wrist durability, let me introduce you to the rice bucket method. You literally grab a bucket, fill it to the brim with rice, and dig your hands in like you're looking for buried treasure. You twist, claw, squeeze, open your hands, and move them in every direction. I know it sounds totally weird, yes, but it is highly effective for building up those deep, functional muscles. So, bringing it all together, here is section 3. Your plug-and-play forearm workout plan. Let's look at your first workout setup. This is designed to hit every single function of the forearm in a fraction of the time. Step 1, you're going to start with 4 sets of hammer curls, pushing for 10 to 20 reps. This hits the brachioradialis to give you that dense 3D look. Step 2, grab that wrist roller. Do 3 sets rolling up and 3 sets rolling down to perfectly target both the flexors and extensors. And finally, step 3, finish up with your grip work using either the spring grippers or your good old trusty rice bucket. Now, what about your second workout of the week? Well, it's incredibly simple. Use the exact same plan, but with one key tweak. Swap out the hammer curls for reverse curls. This really simple change maximizes that brachioradialis engagement while bringing your extensors into the mix even more for joint health. Then just follow that up with the wrist roller and your grip work exactly like before. So, how often should you actually be doing this? Aim for 2 to 4 times a week. Start with twice a week just to let your body adjust to the new workload. But here's the secret. Forearms recover crazy fast. They can handle a heavy workload better than almost any other muscle group in your entire body. So if your recovery is solid and you really want to force them to grow, do not be afraid to scale it up to 3 or 4 times a week. It isn't overkill at all. It's exactly what they need. So, are you ready to finally let your forearms steal the spotlight? As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with one vital rule. Perfect form always beats ego lifting. You absolutely do not need to go full strongman mode and throw your wrists into orbit with massive weights. Drop the ego, focus on a full range of motion, and keep the tension high on those muscles. It's time to start blaming your skipped sets instead of your DNA. The very next time your grip slips on a heavy deadlift, I want you to ask yourself, was the weight really too heavy, or are you just ignoring the foundation holding it all together? Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.